Hello everybody. Welcome to 2OG's Hookin Stitchin, Island Style, coming to you from Deer Island, New Brunswick, Canada. Antoinette, your host for this blog, podcast, chitty chat. Today is Thursday, March 26th. I am not sure the days anymore. Been working with 0 days off. Anyways, I haven't had video in a week and a half or so. So I thought I'd come on because I'm actually in my craft room. I do have 3 or 4 clips on my phone, island chats, that I'll put together, and that'll probably go up tomorrow or later tonight. So let's get started. In this video we're going to talk about some patterns that are going to be on my to-do list pretty quickly. Also, a yarn review for one of my yarn purchases on my yarn ban. Speaking of which, there are a few acquisitions that I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about. What else? Oh, I do have a finished object. I finished this a while ago, but I've never shown it, so I'm going to show you that. Briefly about what's going on with the corona here in my part of the world anyhow, and plans for future videos. And let's get on with the show. The first thing I'm going to do is say thank you for all my other returning subscribers. For new subscribers, I do get notified when somebody does subscribe. I do want to make a note though. As you know, I have done surprise giveaways. Something that you need to do is you need to have your profile public or your subscriptions public so I can see it. Because unfortunately, if I can't see that you're subscribed and you come up as the winner, I'm going to have to pick another winner, because that's one of the conditions of the giveaways, is being a subscriber. So please go into your profile settings and set your subscriptions to public if you want to be eligible and have a chance to win some yarny goodness, or the one I have going now is an amigurumi kit. So it's up to you. I'm just letting you know, because I noticed there were some that had commented on that last video and I couldn't tell if they were subscribed or not. There'll be like a little red icon on my YouTube studio by your name that I can check to see that you are subscribed. So if you did subscribe to that video, you have time. I'm not drawing the winner till the 1st, the midnight on the 1st. Go ahead, go back and change your profile so I can put you into win the little froggy. First thing, I'm going to show you the one finished object I have. I did this a while ago. It's a pattern by Yarnspirations, and it's called the Calico Flowers Crochet Scarf. Mikey has a tutorial on this on the Crochet Crowd. Now, they did theirs in Karen Cotton Cakes. I did mine in a Karen Big Cake, and it was the Nightberry shade, and I love that yarn. And this is the scarf. It's doubled. It's very long. This is the scarf. I'll put it a little closer so you can see how the motif, how it works. They alternate, and that's how you build it. And then it's just a single crochet all the way around. And I mean, this has been blocked and it's hanging in with some other stuff. And I mean, it's probably, you could probably do it too wide and have it big enough for a shawl. But that's the scarf. They did theirs in cotton. I did mine in the cotton Karen Big Cake, Nightberry shade. But that's the scarf. It's the one finished object I had to show you. But I absolutely love it. I have it out because I have a pile here of patterns that I'm going to be putting yarn. I've been putting yarn and patterns together for projects, so I can get them ready. And I want to do another one of these, but I'm going to do it in a cotton cake this time, so it's more for summer. Be nice to go with a pair of jeans or a skirt or something. So that is my one finished object. WIPS on the go, elf coat. The 2 pattern tests I have. I had a death in the family happen, and I contacted the designers, and they said, so I will finish them, and when I get them done, I'll show them to you, because the patterns are both released, I think, by now, so I'll be able to show them to you, and I'll have all the information when I finish it. But the designers were okay with it. Still working on my hot pink socks. I'm on the second one. I'm going down the cuff and the cuff and leg of the sock. I have my fundy shawl, which I actually worked on today for a while. I haven't had much time to knit, working very long hours. I work in the healthcare field, so there hasn't been much sleep or much time really for anything. I'm back. I wasn't sure I was recording. The brain is not quite functioning on all cylinders today, so bear with me as we get through this. I hope it's not too painful for you. So we were talking about WIPS that I have going. So I think I have probably 4 or 5, and I'm really itching to cast on some patterns onto my needles and my hooks that I have going, especially later on in the video when I show you some of my acquisitions. So the first one I'm going to show you, this is an upcoming pattern. My husband wanted a traditional Scottish fisherman sweater. This is the pattern. It is a paid for pattern, so I really can't show you too much, but that is the Aran sweater. Okay, you see the cables and seed stitch. This is what he wants. So he wanted traditional. So I looked around and I couldn't find any of the traditional wool that they make these sweaters out of. But a very, very dear friend of mine said, oh, no worries, I can get that for you. So she got a hold of just the plain cream iron wool to make this sweater with. So in future podcasts, you'll see this as it goes on my needles and as I struggle to work through these cables, and yeah, it should be fun. But, he said, well, is it going to have a zipper or buttons? I said, no. You wanted a traditional fisherman sweater? That's a traditional fisherman sweater. So that's what he's getting. It is by Lister Lavenda, and it's called the Aran Look. And I'll put all this information down below, but it's a paid for pattern. That's one. Now another one, I had seen this in one of my, I think it was my knitting magazines that I get. I get a couple magazines here and there, now and then. And I fell in love with the pattern. And it took me quite a while to find the pattern, and then I found it on the Sugarbush site. Again, this is a paid for pattern. I can't show you too much, but it's in the Dawson collection, and this is the Richland cabled turtleneck poncho. And I have the yarn for this already, and it's actually in an ivory cream, and it's done on US 8 5mm knitting needles. Now it's rated as an intermediate to advanced, and I don't know what has gotten into me with all these cables, but it has cables. The sweater has cables, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I just think it's stunning. So that's another one on the project list. Those are 2 that are on my project list. And then I got my Crochet Magazine. And I only subscribed to it for a year. I've got one more issue in the fall. But I found this pattern in here, and I just have to make it. It is so cute. It's called Little Rascal Romper, and it's a baby romper. And it is a number 4 worsted weight, a size H hook. And it's intermediate, but I don't think it's going to be. I mean, you can see front post, back post, some puff stitches, single, double crochet. That's all I can see, so I don't think it'll be too hard. Probably just they're talking about the shaping here. But I thought it was cute, so, and I have a little fellow I want to make that for. So that's about all I have really on the go right now. I haven't had a whole lot of time, probably the last 10 days. I've knitted or crocheted for a little bit in the evening when I get after supper, before I go to bed, to help me just kind of, you know, chill, kind of get my mind settled down. But long hours, long days. In fact, last night I went to bed at 8:30. I'm never in bed at 8:30. I was tired. I had gotten up at 3:30 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. So I was up from 3:30 till 8:30 last night, which is still a long day. But I was so tired, I never even woke up until 5 o'clock this morning. And of course I had to go to work for 8 this morning. I got home at 5 o'clock tonight. So another long day. Tomorrow, though, actually, I only have 2 clients tomorrow. So it won't be too bad. But that's why I thought I'd do a podcast this evening, because I have a little bit of quiet time and I can chit-chat with you. So, is everybody ready to see some yarny goodness? And before anybody puts in the comments, I thought you were on a yarn ban. Yes, I have. Yes, I have been on a yarn ban. But, big but. What I purchased here, the Mary Maxim order, this goes on sale once a year. I didn't buy it last year. I have wanted this yarn for a long time, but I would not buy it because I would not pay full price for it. So I waited, and it was over a year that I waited to buy it. So when it went on sale, you bet your bibby I bought some. So I'm going to show you. It's in a box here, so just give me a second because I got to get the box up. I got yarn stacked here. I had to take it off my shelves to get to it. Okay. And these boxes have all been opened because I had to put them away in my yarn room. This is the box. Okay. Now that I knocked my camera over, I got it set back up again. We can open this box. But this is, as you see, it's a big box. This is it right here. And it's from, I don't know if you can see it or not. Mary Maxim, Canada. Now, wait till you get a gander at this, because I'm telling you, you're just gonna fall in love. And there it goes, tumbling out. I'm not going to go through this whole box for you, but I will show you some of the colors that I got. This is Mary Maxim's Prism. This is a roving yarn. It is, oh, I've been wanting this yarn. A year I waited to get this. 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. Let's see, it's 100% acrylic, 295 yards, made in China. It's a light 3, but it's a roving, so it goes from a 3 to a 4. Size US 6 or 4mm knitting needles. It doesn't give crochet hook, it just gives knitting needles. But I mean, can you see the colors? in this. This is called Still Waters. Okay. Now, I do have my packing. I keep all my packing slips. I have a file that I keep these in. These originally are $5.99, sometimes $6.99. Okay. They were on sale for $2.99 Canadian. Yes, I went a little nuts. I bought 3 of the Stillwater. Okay. This color here, you see the colors? This is called Iris. It's purples and grays, lilacs, and almost like a cream. I mean, God, I just love these colors. Iris, I bought 3. And here's a happy color. This one here is Prism Rainbow. And they only had one available. So I snatched it up. But this, I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, this is Red Rainbow. And they only had one. I tried to order 3 of everything, but they only had 1. So, that's it. This one here is called Wild Orchids. Okay, so you can see, I mean, you can see, the colors. They're very saturated colors. And the Wild Orchids, I got 3 of those. Now, here's an example. Crystal from Bag of Day Crochet tells you about, sometimes how things are wound. These are both the same color, okay? But you can see how they're wound differently. But that shows you how rich that color is. I shut this wax burner off. There you go. No, shut that one off too. But that's that one. And this one is called Misty. Now these all have the same stats. And this is Misty. And I was able to get 3 of these. I like this one too. I've gotten into colors that remind me of like the ocean and water. This is called Rain Showers. Blues and greens. Very, very, very pale lilac. I don't know how true the color. It's hard to see. It's lilac right there. And Rain Shower, I got 3. So, okay. Here's some more pretty colors. Oh God, these colors. This is Blue Lagoon. And Blue Lagoon, I got 3. Trying to see what other colors. I got Iris. This one here. Okay, this one is called Seascape. I see a shawl in my future with some of these, and I'm looking, combining like these 2 here, combining these 2. So yeah, I definitely see a shawl in my future. I haven't done a shawl for a while, so I'm kind of anxious to do one. Okay. My tag. Oh, my tag come loose. Oh, Crystal will be upset. Loose tag. This one is called Rainforest, and it reminds me of a parrot. I don't know why, but it reminds me of a parrot. Maybe that's wild rainforest parrots. But I mean, 290 yards is a generous amount, and for $2.99, I mean, seriously. And that one I got one. They only had one of those. And I got this one here. It's called Lakeside. You see a common theme here? Stuff that has to do with water. I mean, there's a lot more colors that I wanted to get, but I did show some self-restraint. But for $2.99, I mean, once a year it goes on sale. I just bit the bullet this year. So that's that color. This is blues and tans and some browns and some white and almost like a pinkish taupe color. And that one there, Lakeside, I got 3. And I think now there was some other ones that I had gotten. The toucan. That is in a box going to somebody. I had got some of this to send to somebody who has never experienced Mary Maxim's yarns. So so that's all of those that I got. I got a total of, it says continue on the next page. I got, let me see, 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, 22, 28. I got 31 balls of that yarn. 31 balls of yummy goodness. And they were $2.99 a piece. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Now the one thing, you know, I have to pay HST, and the shipping is like $19.90 because Mary Maxim bases it on how much you spend. But I mean, I can't complain. You know, it was a good deal, and like I said, once a year this goes on sale. I didn't buy it last year, so I did this year. So I'll put this back in the box. There is more. But that's all I got from Mary Maxim. I had a few orders I had put in this back in January. Okay, I had put these back in January, and hold on a second here. Okay, I'm back. I had to get another pack here of yarn. Okay, Premier had a sale. And there's been a few yarns that I've been wanting to try. I've watched people get them, and I really wanted to try them. But I won't pay full price. Well, they had this flash sale. I have been wanting to try this yarn, Bloom. This one here is Morning Glory. Now, I knit and crochet, and I've listened to Carrie Penny. I think Crystal said that knitting usually works up like it's supposed to, like that. And I mean, it's a light 3, US 5 knitting needles, USG crochet hook. And on this, you get a generous amount. I will say for Premier, they always give you generous amounts. This is 656 yards. Morning Glory. So, I didn't get all the colors. There is one that's in a box going to somebody. But I got 6. I had got 8. There's 7 here. I had bought these 2. This is Apricot Blossom. And this one is, I think this one here. I don't remember what this one was. I'll tell you in a second because I did actually have my, I believe that one's Hydrangea. Yes, that one's Hydrangea, I believe. I got 2 of these. This is the baby's breath. I am working on something that is going to be using this in combination with another yarn. And it's, again, it's my first design, I'll tell you now. It's going to be different, but it's in the works right now. I'm just in the designing stages, but I knew the yarn. In other words, I saw the yarn and it came to me. So that's the future of that. And then I've got these 2. This is Sandpiper. And this one is, nope, this is Hydrangea. So that purple one was Sweet Pea. I do apologize. Hydrangea and Sweet Pea. So I got those. Those were on sale for $4.99. Oh, lovely. For $4.99. Can't beat that price. Because I think if I remember correctly, they were regular like $8.99. So you couldn't beat the price. It was a good price. What did cost was the shipping. And I am not doing any orders from any place if I do order on yarn from Canada right now because the way the dollars are. Yeah, you'll get, the shipping for this was expensive. I think I checked the wrong box when I ordered it. So then I also had gotten in that order, it was for $2.99, and it was called Gypsy Bling. And I got, it's wool-free lace from Premier. It's called Gypsy Bling. It is, take it out here. It's number 1. It's on the thicker side of number 1. And this is Lilac Dream. I got 2 of those. Let's see what it says here. US 2 knitting needle or an E4 3.5mm crochet hook. It is 448 yards, 88% acrylic, and 7% PBT, polybutylene, and 5% metallic. And it's pretty soft. I mean, it's not the softest, but it's you know, you can wear this against your face, but it's wool free. So I got 2 of those, the Lilac Dream, and I squeeze it back in the bag here. I mean, they had quite a few colors, but they were out of a lot of the colors, so I really couldn't get them. That's good. I'll have to put that in another bag. And then I got this one here, and this is Gypsy Bling. What do you think of that? Doesn't scream shawl or cowl. Something lacy, you know. And the other one I got right here is Berry Smash. So it's wool-free lace. You can do it with socks too, I imagine. No nylon in it. Usually you want nylon in your socks. But that was all I got in that Premier order there. And then I was, they had another flash sale. Yeah, I know. I've been looking at my phone or my computer lately. But I didn't really have any sock yarn. So they had the sock yarn for $4.99. And for if anybody out there buys sock yarn or makes socks, you know that sock yarn can get expensive. And I didn't really have any other, I mean, I have a lot of the Briggs & Little Tuffy, which is a wool nylon blend. But so I got some of the Premier Serenity sock, and it was a good deal. I got 2 of these. This is just called Chill. Oops. No. There it is. I knew I had 2 of them. That's called Chill. And then I got 2 of these, and this is called Borealis. I love this one. And I got 2 of these. They're the same yarn, just rolled different. This is called the Pastel Party. And I only had 1 of these. So I'm going to have to do heels. I'll have to do something different with these. And this was called Surf. I only had 1 of those. And I did get, I got this one here. I got 3 of these. And this is called Violas. I don't know if I showed this to you or not. Just dawned on me. If I did, I apologize. I'm sorry. If I did. Part-timers. Sometimers. And then I had gotten one called Chili. But that's in a box for somebody. It's going to. So, that was my premier purchase. Now, as you remember, I told you I was doing a test pattern for Hortense Knitting with Chopsticks. And it was a specific yarn. I don't have a lot of number 2 or fingering weight yarns. So, hurriedly I went on to Hirschner's was having a sale. And I put an order in back on February 17th for some pastry panache and something else. And it shipped, and a month went by, and I called. She gave me the tracking number, and it just showed, you know, that it left there. I got a call yesterday. Apparently, the package got lost, then destroyed, so they threw it out. Hirschner's was very, very nice. I mean, they've got A1 customer service. And he said that they were sorry that I says, out of your control. I was just wondering where the yarn was 6 weeks later. And he said, we just shipped another box out, full order for you, with the exception of one item that's back ordered until April 6th. But that will be shipped as soon as it comes in. So I can't complain. So in the future, you'll see a Hirschner's order. But I thought that was really nice of them. You know, the fact that they already, before they even contacted me, shipped it out. So, I think it's pretty awesome. So, thumbs up for Hirschner's customer service. They get a thumbs up from me. Any company I've dealt with, I've had great customer service. I can't say that I have had any problems with any of the online yarn companies. I had more trouble with the big box stores than with yarn companies. Now, I've only been avidly knitting and crocheting again and acquiring a stash for 2 years. I have receipts for every bit of yarn I bought, which is a lot. And there was a lot given to me. That in the beginning it was given to me before I even started buying yarn. I think the first purchase I made was for 5 balls of Patton's wool. I think Patton's wool, I was making a sweater. That was my first experience. I blame it on YouTube because they're the ones that mentioned all these onlines, and I started going on and I started comparing and shopping and blah blah blah. And because I can't get to the big box stores, best way for me to do it. One of the major purchases I did was 2 years ago, Christmas time, when I was in Pennsylvania for Christmas. And I come back with 200 plus skeins of yarn. But I got to customs and they just said, somebody likes yarn. And I said, I do a lot of charity knitting and crocheting. And I had over 200 skeins of yarn in totes packed in my car. And, I mean, deals you couldn't pass up. Even with the exchange rate back then, I got, I can't tell you how many skeins of Line Brand Thick and Quick for $1.99. We don't get those deals up here in Canada. So, Yeah, I stocked up. Okay. But I did a lot of gifts. I made a lot of gifts with the chunky. I mean, I still have a chunk of chunky left, but not much. Um, for a long time, all I was doing was worsted weight, and now I'm getting into fingering and lace weight and DK, and I'm enjoying working with it all the different yarns. So, um, I am on the email list for Spin Right. You guys have seen, I think, Rose Likes Crochet and Crystal from Bag O' Day have got ordered from Spin Right. Now, Spin Right's located here in Canada, so the prices I see, they are in Canadian. So, I like that. And I got an email they were having March Madness sale. Okay. Like I said to Mary, yep, I was bad. So I ordered. And I told her how many skeins I ordered. And she thought I was nuts. But then so anyways, 50 cents a ball. And I'm talking patents. Some of them were $1.50 Karen cakes. We did the math. And with the amount of skeins I ordered, I think it was 168 skeins. And some of this is for future giveaways. Some of it. With the shipping, tax, or HST as we call it up here, I paid 65 cents a ball. That's one of those deals. I mean, bang, zoom, you've got to do it or they're out. So that's a future order that probably have its own episode. There's a lot of yarn. I will tell you it's over 100 skeins. Yeah, I think, but it's only 14 different kinds of yarn, I think. So, kind of excited about that one because there's some new yarns I've never used. So, the only other acquisition I had was from Holst Garn. And the reason I saved them for last is I'm going to show you the yarn that I got. I do have some from them in the bigger cakes, but this was a little sale they have, and they're a great company. They are out of Denmark. Their prices, awesome. Awesome prices. Their shipping time, quicker than what I get here in Canada or from Premier or anything. I can't believe them and Hobie. Their shipping time is unbelievable. Halfway around the world. They have all different levels of yarn. A lot of it's wool blend, wool cotton. They have these things called goodie bags. And they don't have them all the time. And it's just when they have enough yarn, they put them into these little bags, and they're in colorways. And they're in little balls here. It's almost like, you can see, I don't know. Let's see if that's any better. This was the blue and grays. Almost like minis. And I have to say, if I remember, these were lamb's wool and cotton, if I'm not mistaken. And they're a number 2, 3, well, I'd say number 2. But I am going to do a review on these. But I'm just giving you a little, these would be great for heels and toes on socks. Or if you're doing something with minis. I never got minis. This is about the closest to a mini I've ever gotten. So I am going to do a review on them. I messaged them and they said that they were great. I could do a review for them. Only because a lot of people don't know about this company. I haven't heard really too many people talk about it. And I was introduced to the company via a test I had done last year. And it was a very specific kind of yarn that they wanted for the test, and one of the other testers told me about them. And I went to them, I put an order in for the yarn, and was absolutely blown away by the quality, the price, and the quick shipping time. So that's a future video where I will do a review for Holst Garn. Again, everything I talk about will be in the description box below. And this is nothing that I show you. Good Lord, I don't have affiliate links. I don't have coupon codes. I don't have any of that. I just show you what I get and stuff that I use. I can't afford to buy from indie dyers, as I said before. Knit Crate's my luxury yarn. But these yarns are great yarns. If you want to call them your average yarn, they're all great yarns. They're great to work with. I have been fortunate enough to get yarn from, Mary has sent me some from Ireland, which was my first at those kind of yarns, which I think is neat. Just like I sent her some of our rustic wool from here. It's kind of an exchange of cultures. So that was what I had to show you. So I'm going to end this video because I don't know how long, because it doesn't tell me on my camcorder how long the video is. But I tried that last one I did. 40 minutes. That was way too long. I don't have that kind of attention span. But I wanted to get something up other than an island chat or a fairy chat. And I will tell you that the videos that I'm gonna edit and put together from last week, earlier this week, those are island chats, because right now with this COVID-19, I'm not really going to the mainland unless I have to, because I do work with the elderly. I don't want to get them sick. I don't want to take the chance. Not everybody is adhering to the self-quarantine policies that I know are in place all over the world. We haven't been put down on lockdown yet, but if people don't back it up. If people do not self-quarantine and follow the rules, that's coming. And I personally don't like being told that I can't do something. I'm doing what I have to do. I have no choice. I have to work. I have to go to work. But if I don't have to go to that mainland and risk exposure, and I'm not going. But the ferry, so far, is still running normal. There was talk about it only being for emergency, ambulance, fire department, RCMPs, and for island people like us to go to get to the pharmacy or for groceries. But there have been people from Ontario showing up here, camping down at our campground. Ontario is one of the big hit areas. Personally, it ticked me off, and yes, I want to use another word, but I don't want to curse on the channel. As far as I'm concerned, that's selfish, self-centered, and just plain down rude, putting other people at risk. So you have it in your area. Self-quarantine in your house. Don't bring it to this island, because frankly, if somebody on this island gets it, it could wipe out 3/4 of our island, because we have a lot of elderly people here. So, to finish my little soapbox rant, wash your hands, self-quarantine, and just do it until we get past this. This too shall pass. But if everybody doesn't do what they're asked to do, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know what the future's going to hold. I'm not a doomsdayer. It's reality. Look at the world. Look where we're at. So, end of my rant, soapbox, PSA, whatever you want to call it. I want everybody to have a safe, stay healthy evening. And I'll be back again. I'm supposed to get a few short days for work, so maybe I can squeeze in a video in the evening after I've gotten everything done. And y'all are my prayers. And everybody take care. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye from Deer Island.